Hello everyone. Okay, we're going to get right to this file folder tutorial. I have had a few people now asking for one, and so today is the day. Let's just get right into it. I've only made like I usually just do random ones. I don't plan it. So I've only made this particular style once. So I'm gonna flub my way through it with you and see how it goes here. So basically, grab a couple of file folders. I use a carpet knife to cut just because it's quick and I don't feel like using my scissors. A ruler if you want, or tear them. You can tear them too and have jagged edges. It's all good. There's no rules here. I just need to familiarize what I did here. Okay, well, we'll just go with it. So, okay, I'm going to leave it in front of me just so I can refer back to it. So I took the first one and I eyeballed it and decided I didn't, usually I mean, I have done projects where I keep this piece. This is my husband's old file folder, so I covered up the name here. But you can keep this upper piece for height, or did I do that? No, I don't think I did. Looks like I cut around it. Okay, so I'm going to cut right up to the edge probably, depending on what size you want. Yeah, that sometimes dictates. Or maybe what I did was I cut here. See, I'm already forgetting. This is going to be an interesting tutorial, you guys. If I'm forgetting, it's going to confuse you. Well, let's do it anyway. So I'm going to take my cutting mat. I think I know what I did here. Okay, so I'm going to take my cutting mat right now, and I'm going to make my first cut. And again, so this is what I did. You don't have to do it this way. I'm just going to basically, what I really want to show you guys is how to make your hinges. And then you guys can just do it, any amount of flippy flaps as you so desire. So here's the first cut. And I think I'm going to cut this little jagged piece off just because you sure don't have to, but here we go. Guess I should have cut a bit harder than that. I also want to make sure, I should have done what I noticed Grace Cole Paper Studio, she washi tapes a section of her cutting or her mat so that she's in frame all the time, which I thought was kind of brilliant. So I'm going to give this corner round right now at the top of this, just to keep the edges here the same. Circle punch, or corner round, I mean, sorry. Okay, so we got our first, this is going to be our base. Oh, I'm not in frame. So this is going to be our base. And now I'm going to use this as far as a template, as far as how wide I want the other pieces to go. So we are going to just cut right down the edge here. Here we go. And this way let's do this. Okay. So we have the first piece, and now what I want to do is I want to decide, so for the length, I wanted it to cascade this way, so I'm going to cut the attachment to the front I'm going to cut it shorter. I want it to sit, let's see, I want it to sit about maybe here. So I'm going to take my pencil. There is some planning involved here. So I think I'm going to take, I'm going to take about this much off so that it, like I said, it cascades. And the next cut, here we go. And you're going to keep these pieces for the hinges. So I'm going to set these aside. Now let's see how we're doing. Okay, perfect. So I'm going to take my corner punch, my corner rounder. Okay, let's see, are we, yeah, the width is good. I'm going to also corner around this piece. This is optional, of course. Let's cut this off here. And I'll give it a punch. Okay. So, so you got one opening here, and I like to also make sure that I know where the opening is here. So I'm going to cut another little strip here so that it distinguishes between the height. So I'm going to fold it open so I don't cut the whole thing. I just want to cut a lip, if you will. I mean, it may not be exactly the same way that I made the bee folio, but it's going to give you guys, all you really want to know is the construction. And I think most of it is just, you can see, you can do it, you can add as many layers as you'd like, and however wide you want it, etc. So here we go. We've got one opening, 2 opening, 3 opening. So I think what I did as well is I had this flip out. So let's make our first hinge right now. Okay, I'm going to sit down and do that. I was standing just to make sure I was in frame. But I think we're good. So when you want to make a hinge, you want to decide which way do you want it to open, or which way do you want it to flip. Do you want it to flip to the right or to the left? And I think I want to flip it out this way. So we need to put the hinge on this side. So let's take some of our scraps. You want to make sure that it's the right height and it's too tall. So I'm going to just snip a little bit off. This should do it. And I also use my corner rounder just to keep the flow of the rounded. Okay, now just, you want to make sure when it goes open that, okay, so we want to go on this side. So we're going to fold it right up like this. What I do is I usually ink my hinges so when you open it you can see, but you know what, we're not going to get in, I'm not going to get into decorating this with you today. I just want to make sure you guys understand how I constructed it. Okay, so now before you glue it, make sure what you're doing is, I've done this before where I glued it on wrong, but so we're going to put it down like this, and you want your hinge when it's opened to open this way. So sometimes you got to think about it. I used to have to do that a lot because it would confuse me sometimes. So we're going to put it this way. I'm going to put the glue down first. And you want to go right to the edge of the flap that you're hinging. now when I place it down, I wouldn't go right up to the edge, because when you open it, you don't want it to butt. You don't want it to catch. So I've learned that I leave a little bit of space here. And then when it opens, it doesn't catch on the edge of the base where I'm gluing it. So let's glue this down. These are fun, but I'll tell you what, depending on how many flaps you make, you end up creating a lot of work for yourself as far as decorating. But hey, that's okay too. I mean, it's fun. There's no rush depending on what you're working on. Okay, I just did this wrong. See? Well, you know what we're going to do? We're going to work with it. We're going to put this way. This is called makeshifting. We're going to make this flap open up. So we're going to do it this way, which I did on the front of the folio here. So you'll notice I did it this way, but I did it at the front. And I did it there as well. And then this piece here opened up. So yeah, you know what, you guys, there's, like I said, there's no rules. So honestly, you could do whatever style of folio you want to do. So now let's do the flip to the side. Silly me. It's that old trying to craft and talk at the same time. So I'm going to use this for my template for the width. Okay, so I'm going to measure it. And here we go again. We're going to do some more cutting. First, I'm going to put this underneath here. Okay. All right, now I'm going to want this to maybe sit about here. Okay, so you want the bottom to be, don't cut from the top, make sure you're measuring with your folder from the bottom, so you're not, otherwise you'll cut the crease and then you're done with that. It won't be a part of it. So I'm going to go here. I'm going to make it shorter. I think I'm going to, yeah, this should be okay. But I'm going to cut the flap part a little bit shorter, just so that I like to, like I said, distinguish where the flaps are, or the pockets. Okay, let's see what we've got here. Do the circle punch, corner round, I mean. I hope this is making sense. I'm just trying to give you the basic idea of get the garbage out of here. Okay, that fits. So you see the layers? And I think we'll do this one opening up this way. So Colleen, do this properly. So again, I want to make sure that this is clear for you. So this piece here is going to be the front pouch, but it's also going to be the pouch that opens to the left. Okay, so I want it to be on this side of the file folder. And I'm going to take this. This is too wide. You don't need a hinge that wide, but I do want to make sure that it's Okay, so I'm going to cut this part off. There's too much there. I'm going to give it a corner round. I'm going to fold it up. Give it a good crease. And because it's file folder, I do want the hinges to be nice and sturdy. So you know what? I think I will leave it this height. It seems to work just fine. Okay, so I'm going to glue this part down. They're super fun to make. I've made several in the past. I remember making one for Christmas. I still have it. I put it out at Christmas time. I don't know. It was actually the 25 days of leading up to Christmas. So I had 25 flaps and I decorated every single one. But it took me hours and hours. I'll have to show it to you guys sometime. I have a video of it way back. So I mean, I couldn't tell you where it is. I don't have a proper playlist of my videos. Like I said, my channel is as basic as it comes. So I got to learn things, I guess. Challenge myself to get an organized channel. Okay, so I've got the glue down here. And place it probably about here. So it's a little different than, like I said, than the one I did, but it's pretty much the same. I just did the flip out at the front rather than at the back. So let's see. Oh, I know, I added something else too. What I did, okay. So I'm going to show you the B one. So we flip it down, all that stuff, open it up, panels, panels, panels. What I did at the back is I added an extra piece that flipped out that I used also for journaling. Put sewed papers in. So let's do that too. There's no end to what you can do here. So I'm going to open it up, and I'm going to put another piece right here from my offcut, and I'm going to do a quick little measure, I think, because I don't want it. You can actually, how did I do it? I think okay, so yeah, you can place it in whatever way you want. So I'm going to put it maybe about here, and I'm going to cut it. I'm going to cut it to about, I'm not going to butt it up completely to the crease here. I'm going to put it about here. Okay, I'm going to put this aside. And I'm going to cut the height down. And I actually only used the a cover. I'll show you what I mean. I didn't use two pieces of it. I only used one because it just became the cover that flipped over. So I didn't need to, I don't need to keep, okay, what am I trying to say? I don't need to keep both pieces. That's what I'm trying to say. So I'm going to cut off. You know what? I'm just going to tear this piece because it's nice and it's scored very well from its natural state. Okay, now let's see, back to the measuring part of it. So I'm going to probably cut it maybe about here, because I also want something featured on the left side of the back. See how I put this piece here? The little side pocket. So this doesn't come all the way to the edge. maybe I'll make it go this far. Okay, I'm going to cut this down. I really love this, by the way. I bought it just not too long ago, and I just, oh, it's a wonderful. It's a wonderful ruler. So I'm going to round all 4 sides, and then I'm going to show you how it should look. So put the score lines at the bottom, keep it all similar here. And so now I'm going to hinge right here so that it opens this way. So let's do that. Using my offcuts, I'm going to cut this down a bit. You don't want the hinge to go higher than the piece. I always find too that by corner rounding helps me measure there. Okay, that's perfect. Okay. All right, so fold it up, make the hinge. And I'm going to glue this side down. I'd be really interested, whoever's watching and feeling inspired, if you do make one of these, let me know. I would love to see it. And if you have any further questions, please feel free to ask me. Okay, we're going to measure this here, right to the edge. Okay. Uh-oh. I cracked myself up. Okay, that's okay. I didn't put the score lines at the bottom, but that's okay. They're going to go to the top. And you're going to cover it anyway, so it doesn't matter. So, when it opens, get this glued down a bit better than that. When it opens, it's going to open like that. Okay, so now we're going to glue this piece down. Just make sure you, if you have a bone folder, make sure you crease everything nice and tightly, just because then it lays a bit flatter. I'm doing this like a little bit in a hurry. I've got things I have to get done today. My husband's going away fishing, and I just have some things I need to do, so. All right, here we go. We're gluing it down. I'm going to do it sideways here. You can go to the edge. I don't always do that. It depends what I'm working on. And this is a project where I don't have to go to the very edge with my hinge. So when I open it up, make sure it's all glued down nicely. And what I did with this piece at the back of my folder is I added a signature and I sewed it in right here. Okay, so let's go through this. Let's see what we got. So we've got a flip down and we've got a flip out. You could glue it on both sides so that it's a pocket, which is what I believe I did. I think I even used my circle punch here. So let's do that. All right. You know what? Let's just do this together. I'm going to glue this shut. And again, you guys can leave it open if you want. I mean, once you've built the construction of your project, then you can just have some fun with it. So this opens up. I can sew in a cluster of paper here if I want. Or you can glue it here, and then you've got one pocket and another pocket. But for the sake of the video, I'm going to leave the option open here. I wanted you to see how let's do some more punches here. You can even add another little pocket, which is what I did. pocket upon pocket upon pocket. You can just look back at this flip through if you guys need to, but let's do a pocket here, or a punch here. And you can do them off to the side to add some character. You don't have to do them right in the middle. In fact, maybe I will. Let's just change it up a bit. Maybe I'll I'll do a little inking so that you can see. Pocket there, a pocket there, and of course the base of this pocket. Oh my goodness, this is fun already. Yeah, like I said, these are a lot of work, just because now that you've built, or once you build your construction of your project, you got to create, or you've got to then cover it up, and that's where it takes a long time, at least for me, because you're picking your papers and how you want it to look, and measure. You got to measure some of the cuts because you want it to fit. I tend to, what I find helps me go a little bit quicker is, I'll show you right now, and this is just my preference, this is maybe not yours, but when I cut, I don't feel the need to cut right to the edges of my panels, because A, it takes longer because you really then have to be precise, but also I like to leave some of the original look of the project pieces that I'm using. So I want it to be very obvious that I used a file folder. That's why I left the edges so you can see. I'm just going to quickly ink up the top here, and this will come off, of course. So I don't know, I hope this helps you guys. For those of you that have never made one of these projects, let's go through it quickly. And then that's how I'll leave this video. I don't really feel the need to go decorating it right now. Oh, we got to do another pocket. Have to do another pocket. We don't have to, but we want to. So I'm going to cut one here, I think. Just to be different. Oh yeah, and then you can see, how did I do it? When I opened my last page. Yeah, so then you can see the, oh, the other thing I did, oh my goodness, see, this is where you could go on and on forever. However, I'll just at least show you. I took another piece of paper, or I took an image, this one here, on top of the back journal cover. I put another image that is also more writing spaces. So I created a hinge, and then I covered the hinge because it was white. I didn't want the white, and it became a side tuck. So the ideas can be endless. So what you would do is you would put a hinge here, and it would open up. And you can either just leave it like that for a side pocket, or you could sew pages into the hinge for more journaling spots. But that, again, is involved. I really, like I said, created a lot of work for myself on that project that I just finished. So I think this should get you guys going. If you want to glue the sides down, that's what you want to decide, how you want to go about. I glued some of the sides down, and they became pockets, but I also took the liberty. Oh, and that's right, I did this too, didn't I? Oh my goodness. What did I do here? That's right, so I folded it up this way too. Oh, I really added flaps. Okay. Well, then in that case, if that's what you want to do, then you would take another portion, or another image, or a you can use an index card, and then you would, I guess what I did was I created pieces where, yeah, I think I won't do that one today. That just, it's overwhelming for you guys, I think, already. So we'll stop here, but I'll certainly do, can talk you through it. I got to remind myself it was a flip down, and then I lifted it up because I put a hinge here. Yeah, okay. Well, for now, I'll call this one a done video. And the fun part then begins for you. If you're doing this, the fun part begins when you start decorating your flaps. And then you can decide along the way how you want to. If you want to glue them up here, use them for pockets, which is probably a good idea here. So I'm just going to do that right now. Okay. So here's a pocket. It opens up. Here's another pocket. This one is a flip down. I might just leave it like that for now. You could also add a whole other panel, and you could pull it, do a flip out this way too. Like the ideas are endless here, guys. And there you have it. So I hope that helps. You can see the similarities here, and you can see the work that goes into decorating them. So I hope that you will have fun and make your own. Let me know if you do. And if you have any questions, you can certainly ask me. I do want to show you one thing here quickly. You know, I've been enjoying making snippet rolls with fabric and whatnot. So here's something I did. I made a paper snippet with some fabric, and then I thought, you know what, let's just do a little, isn't that cute? I just took a portion of I made a wider one yesterday actually, and I cut it down, and then I just thought, let's make a pouch. So I did, added a little button. I haven't done any sewing on it yet. I might sew around here. I glued it, so it's nice and sturdy for sure. But then I just tucked in a couple little pieces of paper, a mini file folder pocket, just to see how it would feel and all that jazz. And it's in here good, and cute little pouch. So I thought that was cute. I'm sure most of you have made these before. I've done them with paper, but I think it made a cute little fabric pouch. So I thought I'd share that with you quickly. Okay guys, I hope that helps. I hope that you'll make your own file folder project and enjoy decorating it up. And we'll talk to you again. Have a good weekend.